The wine industry is growing in Tennessee with more than 100 wineries in business throughout the state, but it hasn't been an easy path to get to this point we're at now. Meteorologist Cassie Nall talked to one business owner about the hurdles they've had to overcome and the progress they still hope to see.
There are more than 100 wineries in Tennessee today, but it's kind of been a tough road to get to this point for wine to be legally sold in the state of Tennessee. So I'm here with the president of the Tennessee Winery. Well, give me your title, Rhonda.
I'm the current president of the Tennessee Farm Wine Growers Alliance, and we represent about 99% of the wineries in the state of Tennessee right now.
Okay, so you were giving me a little bit of the history here about grapes growing in Tennessee, and you were saying back in the day, they were right up there with like corn growing.
Yes, prior to Prohibition, grapes were like the #2 crop in the state of Tennessee. There were wineries, little mom and pop wineries all over the state, and everybody made their own and they could use it as a commodity. It was a very profitable crop. Prohibition kind of knocked that out. And the federal government then actually incentivized people to grow tobacco, trying to give farmers an out. Now, fast forward past Prohibition and past kind of the tobacco surge, we're really trying to grow grapes again in Tennessee.
And so we were talking a little bit about bootleggers, because there's a little bit of that past in kind of the history of this winery and some of the families around here. But you were saying that bootlegging was still going on in the 40s, the 50s, the 60s around here. Especially
in some of our dry counties. Fentress is, I guess, considered a moist county. We have one liquor store by city referendum. We have packaged beer. And then we have the winery, which has an agricultural exemption. And so people could not get liquor in Fentress County in the 50s and 60s or whatnot. And yeah, there were folks around that had it actually stored in their walls. They didn't have maybe insulation in the interior walls, and they could slide a wood panel back, and instead of it being insulation, it was shelves with little bottles of liquor on it that they sold. And so it was very common for bootlegging in this area.
And also under the stairs and all the little nooks and crannies. And so now we've gotten to where laws have been passed to where you can have your winery, you can have your business here, but you still have ideas of where things could go in the future too.
Yes, 100%. We would love to see more grapes produced in the state of Tennessee and more wineries for that matter. We can grow grapes and produce wine just like California and some of the other states. It's just a matter of getting the people, the work hands, and the people invested in this industry.
Because believe it or not, the weather does cooperate for grapes to grow here, and you get some great wines coming from it.
We do. We have 5 growing regions in the state. So I can grow grapes here that they can't grow in Memphis. Of course, vice versa. Johnson City's a different growing region. We have lots of potential and possibility here in Tennessee.
That is awesome. Well, thank you so much for all that information, for having us out to the winery for the day today, and we'll keep everybody in the loop on how that develops down the road. I'll send it back to you in the studio.